Today I want to talk about perks in Cold War zombies, and more specifically, I want to talk about an upcoming perk that should potentially be coming to the game in the future, and that perk is, which you guys probably already know by now because of the title and thumbnail, but it's Double Tap. Yes, Double Tap. Double Tap is a perk that I think, if added to the game, will just make the game just better and better for everyone. Like, it'll take the game where it currently is and just pushes up one step alone. Like, the addition of Double Tap alone will make everyone's experience of the game just better. And if there's ever something that you just do one small change to make something just overall better, you should always do that. And that is what Double Tap is to me. Double Tap, I think, if when it is added to this game, and as long as Treyarch doesn't F it up and just bring Double Tap 2.0 back and not original Double Tap, I think that alone will just make this game just so much better because of one kind of major annoyance that this game has. And that's what I want to kind of go over, because I think most of the really hardcore zombie fans know exactly why Double Tap would just be amazing for this game, but there's some people who don't, and that's what I want to discuss here, because Double Tap hasn't been in a Call of Duty Zombies game since Black Ops 3, and that's been a while, which really sucks because Double Tap's just such a good perk, and without it in this game or Black Ops 4, it was kind of torture. And to really show you guys how good Double Tap is, I want to actually talk about something that people actually get confused with the problems with the guns compared to Double Tap. And the best way to do this is by looking at the guns in this game and comparing them to Black Ops 3, right? So in this game, there's really like only a 3 or 4 gun meta, right? You only use a Gallo, Holler, and M16 melee, maybe a melee weapon. I don't know, maybe there's some other guns that people sometimes use, but that's really the meta in this game, just pretty much a 4 or 5 gun meta. But you compare that to Black Ops 3, and you think about a ton of guns. Obviously, you have the 2 shotguns, you have the Haymaker, the Bricky, you had some snipers that were useful. The Locust wasn't even bad, but nothing great. Then you also had the Drakon, I believe it was called. You had the VMP, which was a SMG, which was really good. A Vesper, HVK, ICR, all these different guns. Like, a lot of guns, like a lot of people use all of those guns because they were good, right? Those guns were just good. And like, you compare that to Cold War, and you just don't have that same variety in different powerful guns. And you may think, like, why is that the case? Well, I think it's actually has nothing to do with the guns themselves, and as you may expect, it has everything to do with Double Tap or the lack of Double Tap. Because if you use all of those same guns, even the Haymaker, as good as that gun is, use it without Double Tap in Black Ops 3, trust me, it's not nearly as good. But it's especially, you feel this effects on the guns like I mentioned, the the ICR, the Vesper, VMP, and HVK. All those guns really feel the effect when you don't have Double Tap. Like, those guns without Double Tap aren't very good, and this is why I think a lot of people have misplaced the problem with both Cold War and especially Black Ops 3. And it's not the guns that are just generally bad, it's just that we don't have Double Tap 2.0. And for the people who don't know why Double Tap 2.0 really makes that big of a difference, you don't know what Double Tap 2.0 does, because what Double Tap 2.0 does, it first increases your fire rate, and second, it, like, for every single bullet you shoot, it counts as 2 bullets. So essentially, it's doubling your damage. That's what it does. It doubles your damage and increases your fire rate for every gun across the board, which is just a really powerful ability. I don't know if you guys realize. And without that, guns just aren't nearly as good. And because of the lack of Double Tap, the guns just don't feel as good as they were in the past, because we don't have Double Tap to make them pretty much double their damage and a fire rate increase. And with the addition of that into Cold War, it would just make all guns better. Because honestly, when's the last time you used a regular assault rifle, SMG, a sniper, or almost most guns in this game, when have you actually said, I'm gonna use that because it's going to just be good, right? You just haven't, because they're just not nearly as good as the top guns in this game. And this is something that I think double tap could kind of fix. It just make every gun just better. Doubling the damage of everything, increasing the fire rate of everything would just make especially these assault rifles and SMGs just better. Not to even mention the LMGs, make them even better themselves. But of course, you may question one thing here, and is that, well, if double tap is just going to make everything better across the board, right? Like, doesn't that just mean the Howler and the Gallo are also going to get better with this? So then people are just going to continue to stick with those because everything got better, right? Well, it's true that double tap will help out those guns, like the Howler and a Gallo, but the effect that double tap has helps out SMGs, assault rifles, and guns like that more, and also snipers even more than it helps out shotguns. And again, don't get me wrong, double tap helps out shotguns, but the effect isn't as great compared to I guess all the other types of guns. And this is something that I think everyone can recognize just by looking at the Howler currently in the game. I mean, the Howler right now is already a one-shot kill indefinitely, right? Like, just one zombie, one shot, it's dead, right? No matter what round you're on. So double tap being added to that isn't going to make it different. It can't really get any better at this point. So adding double tap isn't going to make the shotguns that much better. Sure, it'll make the Gallo better, but it's not going to make the Howler better. But either way, double tap just helps out SMGs and assault rifles more because there's just more bullets in SMG and an assault rifle. There's more bullets that are being doubled. You can't really increase the fire rate too much to shotguns, where the fire rate of an SMG and assault rifle is just so much better, and not to mention sniper rifle. Holy crap, would that help? But regardless, I just think that double tap generally will benefit other guns more compared to shotguns. Sure, it can help them, it kind of will help them, but overall there's a greater benefit being gained by double tap through the assault rifles, SMGs, and sniper rifles than there is for the shotguns. And because of that, it's going to actually give them a bigger boost than the shotguns are getting by the addition of double tap. Again, I'm not dismissing that it will help it, but I do think that in the end it will be a better thing for the game because more guns will just be usable. And I think that that's probably a good thing for everybody if double taps into this game. And honestly, I would just be incredibly excited to see what would happen if you have double tap alongside a triple pack gun at max rarity. Shoot, that would be a cool experience to have. And honestly, this kind of brings me into the higher round area of this, because this is something that I also wanted to quickly touch on, even though I'm not a big high round guy. I just think that overall, I think it would be a good thing for high rounds because currently you can get to round 100 with almost every gun in the game. Not that anybody does that, but for the most part, any gun could get to round 100. But I think that it would just make that experience much better. But especially if you look at somebody, you look up a video of someone who actually got to round 100 using a regular gun, and see how long that took them and how much of a pain it is to kill zombies in higher rounds, and just think how much of a better experience that person would have if they are, using a gun with double tap with the increased fire rate and double the damage. I mean, I think it would just overall be a better experience for a high round player. But regardless, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say here. I think everybody pretty much agrees with me on this one, but it's just something that I really think, I feel really strongly about. Like, I've been saying this since the launch that double tap would make this game just better. That's what I've been saying for so long. Double tap needs to come to Cold War. And as you guys may know, there are some already leaks that have been out for a while now that it does seem, at least eventually, we are going to be getting double tap in this game. And when that happens, it's just going to make the game better. Trust me, it will just make the game better. The guns will just feel more powerful, they'll kill faster, they'll just be better in every way. And they're probably, after double tap is added to this game, this is probably going to have the game with the most powerful weapons. And it's because of what I said before, because we have the gun rarity system alongside a pack-a-punch system that you pack punch up to 3 times. And I can't even imagine how powerful what that triple stack right there is, because even in Black Ops 3 we didn't have the rarity system, so who knows. But that's pretty much actually that's not it. There's one last thing I just want to end this video on, and this is a message not to you guys as the audience, but to Treyarch. I know they'll never see this, but I just want to say it nonetheless. when you add double tap to this game, don't mess it up. Don't F it up. Just get double tap 2.0, Control C, Control V. I don't even care if you don't have any other abilities with double tap. We just need to have double tap 2.0 in this game. Don't go and do something dumb and like fundamentally change double tap, or don't bring us double tap 1.0 of all things. Imagine they did that. Holy, I can already imagine that someone's going to play back this video to me at this exact same point where we get double tap 1.0 instead of 2.0. But regardless, just don't mess it up, Treyarch. Like, double tap, if added properly into this game, and just Control C, Control V into this game would just be so good. And when that happens, and hopefully when that happens, you know, it's gonna just make the game so much better unless Treyarch mess it up. But either way, that's about it for me, guys. I'd love to hear what you guys think about everything we said today. What do you guys think about double tap 2.0? What do you think is going to happen when and if it is added into this game? And also, what are some other perks you want to see added to this game? What other perks do you think would just be, you know, really cool to have in this game? I'd love to hear those all down in the comments. But regardless, that's about it for me. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely do all that normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and all that great stuff. But I'm good to go. I'll catch you guys next stream, video, or whatever the heck it may be, and laters, guys.